I'm Tom. Welcome back to the Woodshop Nerdery. This is part 4 of the Wright Brothers 1899 kite replica project build. So this is the support system I came up with. I've got my clamps here clamped to the bench, and then a string tied to 3 clamps, sort of suspending it on this string, and that holds it up enough for me to do the stitching and the lashing. So far it's working pretty good. I'm down to the last few stitches here on this whole project. It has been a lot of sewing. I'm looking forward to moving on to the other steps. It took me a while to figure out how to sew this in a manner that actually stretched the canvas across the frame. And I actually made a few false starts and had to cut out a bunch of stitching. But I think I finally got it. It looks okay. I'm not the best sewer, but I think it's functional. So it's just occurred to me that I shouldn't apply the shellac right now to the wings, because when this dries, it forms sort of a rigid structure with the frame. And the way I have it hanging here, it's not totally in its final shape. There's some cross rigging that I should add between the spars on the front and the back to draw it in into a perfect rectangle. And I should do that first and then shellac it. I don't want it to dry in this sort of arched shape it has right now hanging from these strings. So I'm going to pause this, get the rigging on, and then come back to the shellac. I've mocked up all the rigging on the kite using the kite string, and that's what I'm going to stick with. Right now I just have taut line hitches installed so that I could get the correct length for each rigging member while also keeping everything square and parallel. I've got rigging forward and aft running this direction, and then at the forward and aft of the wings as well. And they're just running in crosses per the plan. So now I've gone ahead and marked with a Sharpie the location on the string where it meets the cotter pin. So I need to remove the taut line hitch and then tie a reel knot here exactly where the Sharpie marker is. And that way I know I've preserved the correct length of each of these strings. So now that all the rigging is tied and I've gotten the wings as square as I can possibly get them, I can go back to applying the shellac. Well, this concludes the fourth and final video in my Wright Brothers 1899 kite project build series. Please check out my channel for the previous videos in this series.